Greetings everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And this is a channel that we discuss life and godliness. Everything life, everything godliness. Yes, so I thought we would discuss John 10:10 today. For those of you who don't know where John 10:10 is, John is one of the Gospels and it is found in the New Testament. Yes, there are two Johns, but this is the Gospel of John and not the Epistle of John. So John, the book of John, chapter 10 and verse 10. This is a powerful summary. I've got notes here and I've got my Bible. So if you see my eyes wander, then you will know that I'm looking either on my notes or in my Bible. So it's a powerful summary where Jesus is stating the mission of the devil and his agenda. And for some of you who don't know who the devil is Satan, and the devil is the accuser, is known by many names. So the enemy, Satan, wants to destroy your life and my life. And it's interesting that some people don't believe in the existence of the devil, and he's quite happy for people not to believe that he exists. But he does exist, and we know that this life is both physical and it is spiritual. Okay, so the enemy wants to destroy our lives, but Jesus came to save us from the grip of Satan. And so what Jesus said in John 10:10, and I'm going to read from the Bible and not from my notes this time. My eyes will wander quite a lot, but please bear with me. I just don't want to digress. It's easy for me to talk and digress. So I've had to keep myself disciplined to notes and the Bible so that I can refer to both and not digress. So John 10:10, the thief does not come except to steal, to kill and destroy. But I have come that you might have life and have it in full, or have it more abundantly. These are the words of Jesus. He said the thief does not come except to steal, to kill and to destroy. That's a three-part mission or a three-part agenda that the enemy has. Right? He comes to steal, he comes to kill, and he comes to destroy. But Jesus, on the other hand, in contrast, says, but I have come that you might have life and that you may have it in full. So first of all, I think if we're going to break this down, we need to understand who the thief is. As I said, the thief is Satan, known as the devil, and he used to be called Lucifer when he was an angel in heaven before he had his downfall. So describe who the thief is, but let me describe it the way I wrote it down, right? So who is the thief? In context, the thief represents Satan, or some people would call him Satan, the name given to the chief adversary, the chief enemy of God and the enemy of humanity. He is also known as the devil. He is traditionally understood as the fallen angel who was called Lucifer, which means light bringer. He had a beautiful name. Who led a rebellion against God in heaven and was consequently cast out of heaven with other fallen angels. So he took others along with him. Others who listened to him, he took them with him. So Satan doesn't have a single name as we do. For example, my name is Namakau Paulus Mboto Briscoe. He doesn't have that kind of a name as we do, as humans do. So in the context of the Bible, Satan is a title. It's a title meaning adversary. So in Hebrew, it is often used interchangeably with the devil, known as the instigator of evil and the source of problems that we face in the world today. So Satan means adversary or accuser. Yes, so let's look a little bit more again about Satan, how he's portrayed as the opponent of God, and he opposes everything God does. He opposes humans. He opposes God's plan for humanity. He's always been one that opposes. So Satan appears in the Garden of Eden, as we know, and this time he appears as a serpent. And as a primary source of temptation, he causes Adam and Eve to sin. And so Satan is also called the accuser and the enemy of all righteousness and those who seek to follow God. He's an enemy. So Satan is your real enemy, who comes in many forms. He may come as false teachers, he may come as corrupt leaders, workers of darkness, or agents of Satan, and so on. So the devil himself camouflages as an angel of light to deceive many and leads them away from God's truth. So it's no great surprise that his agents transform into ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. And this is according to 2 Corinthians, again, which is in the New Testament, 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14. Now this is me reading. Now let me get my eyes off my screen. We've spoken about the agenda of the enemy, right? Which is to steal, to kill, and to destroy. So the thief, I said I'll get my eyes off the screen, right? But I'm still looking at my screen. The thief never has any good intentions for human beings. As in the physical world, when a thief enters your home, he violates your privacy and he causes harm engineered by fear, then damage to your property and damage to people. The goal of the thief is to take from you. It's never to give to you. The thief comes to take your peace, your security, your identity, your health, your marriage, your joy, your purpose, your family, and ultimately your life. So we've already examined how the thief achieves this, right? So the thief achieves this through stealing. He steals what does not belong to him. And we've said he steals your joy, he steals your peace, he steals your prosperity, your identity, your security in God. He steals. And then he kills. He kills spiritually and sometimes even physically, bringing harm to a person. And then he destroys. Short-term and long-term, he can ruin a human being. And he also destroys our relationship with God. He attempts to destroy our relationship with God. So in contrast to Christ, who said, I have come. You see, Jesus had a different agenda. He said, I have come that you may have life and that you may have it more abundantly. Not just abundant, but abundantly. I love that. So this kind of life that Jesus refers to here is not just physical. It refers to spiritual life. The kind of life that is eternal and the kind of life that connects us to God. And it refers to the full meaning of life. And that's what Christ came to do, to give us life, and for us to have it in full. Or let me say, God does not want you to merely exist or to survive. He wants you to thrive. He wants you to thrive because abundantly means full. It means overflowing. It means meaningful. However, this does not necessarily refer to wealth or ease, but a deep, rich, experience of God's presence, purpose, peace, regardless of what life presents. So that's me reading. Now let me share a little life story with you related to what I have read from John 10:10. These are my notes. I'm reading things that I've written down in my study on who is the thief and what the agenda of the thief is and what his mission is. This is what I've just discussed here. In 2007, I was really unwell. I was sick. And the sickness was so bad that I became paralyzed. Now, as much as I knew God, I didn't know God as much as I do today. So what happened is that I remember one time dreaming, and I saw myself dead in a coffin. And that dream was very scary. And in that dream, I heard a voice say, John 10:10. Now, for some of you who may think this is spooky and God doesn't speak and I can't relate to that, I don't know what to say about that, except that I am sharing from experience. I wouldn't make this up. It's something that happened to me. And so I didn't know where John 10:10 was. I didn't even know what John 10:10 said. Honestly, I had no idea. But I heard a voice say, John 10:10. And I quickly woke my husband up and I said, I heard a voice say John 10:10, and this is the dream I had. That I had died and my kids had surrounded me and were watching me like how you would do body viewing. And so we turned to John 10:10, and there it was. The thief does not come except to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But I have come that you might have life and have it in abundance or abundantly. And I realized at that point that Satan was after my life. He had come to destroy. For whatever reason, I don't know, but he had come to destroy. But I had to stand on that word. So my husband and I decided in that moment to pray and to cancel the plan of the enemy concerning my life. And we proclaimed that Jesus came to give me life and to give me life in abundance. And this is 2025, I'm still here. All thanks to God. But what happened from that, what I learned is that the enemy is real. And you don't have to believe in him for him to be real. He is real regardless of what you think. And so I would encourage you, as I end this discussion today, I would encourage you to take God seriously. I would encourage you to take time to read the word and really get to know God. Get to know God, because the enemy is real and he seeks to destroy you. He does not have any good intentions for you. And if I were you, I would cling to the one who loves me. Cling to the one who has good plans for my life. So I leave it with you. May the Lord bless you, and we will discuss further next time. Shalom. God bless you.